Hi, my name is Lawrence Goriel, and this is SVP Tube Training. Okay, today we're going to be going over OUSC meetings and how to shoot them. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to unpack your camera and get it all set up. So we learned how to put it on the tripod in our last video. So that's what you're going to do. Second thing you're going to want to do is plug in the battery system. So for the OUSC meetings, you're not going to use a typical battery. You're going to use this here. This actually fits into where the battery would go. So we're going to flip our screen up like this. This is going to snap onto the back here. Alright. And once it's in there, it won't move. So second thing you're going to do is you're going to take this piece and at the end of this cord, it'll fit into here. And this just goes into any wall jack. And there's a little compartment on the camera which has your typical components. And you're going to use just the video. Video goes yellow to yellow. It plugs in like that. Once you got that hooked up, this is going to go into our Anycast. Now that we have this kind of set up, we need to hook everything together. So what we'll do, we got to take our cable here. So yeah, you'll have all these jacks here which need to have these adapters on them. These adapters do come off, so make sure that you have them on there before you leave the checkout room. So this one here is for video in. So this is coming from our camera, so that should go in the video in. And we're putting it in jack 1. It doesn't matter if you use jack 1 or 2. Just make sure you know, because when you start the Anycast, you'll have to know that. So we have two of these kind of cables here, the components. And what you're going to want to do is, these are, okay, so this is out. So you're going to use your video out, and you're going to use these two cables for your audio. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is go straight into the DVD player. So look for the in, video in. So just match the colors. Okay, and then the next we're going to go into this Sony monitor here. And same thing, just match the colors. Notice that this is video out. And then there's a side panel on this. If you turn the Sony player on the side, and you just match the colors again. You don't have to use the audio, but if you want to, they're there. So before you begin, you're going to need to plug in your audio. The way you're going to do that is you have these converter cables, and this is going to stick into the female end of the audio cable. So that's in there. Then one end is going to go into here. And then the other end, do the same thing. You're going to have an assembly like this. It's actually two pieces. It's going to go into here. And this will go into the headphone jack. The headphone jack of the mixer board. when you get to the event. There's a little headphone jack, it's by the volume. Just stick that in the headphone jack. And make sure the volume is all the way up on the headphones. So what you're going to want to do is turn the Anycast on. The power switch is right here on the side. And so we're going to open it from here. And you just hold down that button. It's going to take a minute, so. Yeah, if you get this network setting error, that means somebody went on the internet. So you just hit OK. So if you find the Anycast like this, don't worry. The keyboard didn't disappear, it's just upside down. So just turn it over like so. Fits right in there. And the next thing you're going to want to do is go into your menu to fix your subtitles. So to go in the menu, you're going to hold function and hit F5. So function F5. Then you hit enter. Enter. And then you'll go into this little Adobe Photoshop kind of mode. Alright, so now that we're here, we actually have access to a mouse which can be controlled with this, and this is left click and right click. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open, click on it, and then go over here to your menu, go down to OUSC Bug 2. So we open it. And this is the date that will show up in the bottom right hand corner. So you're going to want to click on, the number and edit it. You just use your keyboard. And you'll say today is the 4th. And it's February. So that's done. And you just go to save. Alright, and then we have one more thing to do, which is the opening. And just go down to that as well. It's all the way at the bottom. So OU opening 2. Everything we're using is 2. So just open that and then change that date as well. Okay, I'm having some difficulties. Fourth. And if it ever comes out of alignment, you can always go to your moving tool up here and just kind of move it around a little. Oops. That's the moving tool right here with the directions on it. Okay, so then you can kind of drag it and center it. That looks about center right there. And we just save. And once you're done, you just go down to exit, and it'll take you back to your regular screen. Okay, as I said before with the system setting error, we can go to menu, and then you can use this here to go down. You just click this downward. And so we're going to go to network. And we're going to change our IP settings to off, and then click this in, and then you're done. That problem has been fixed. Shouldn't give you any more problem with that. And you can exit the menu by hitting menu again. So this is going to be your program window right here, and this is your preview window. So whatever's in your program window is going to show up on your monitor. This is what's actually being recorded. So to get this image to be on your program monitor, you're going to use this mixer here. Alright, so basically what you're going to use is you're going to use this button here for your titles, and you're going to use 2 because we're using camera 2. So now we're going to switch between this title and this camera. So if you want to pick a title, this is your guide. Once you hit this button, it'll bring up this, and what you'll do is you'll just scroll down using this thing again, and you'll go down to, let's say, the opening. And you just click that in and it'll show you the opening. So if you want it to start out on the opening, you just move the slider down. If you want the text to be transparent, overlay the image, you can hit the key button. If you want it to be a black, you just turn off the key and it should do it normally. Alright, so back to your regular image. Eventually, throughout the cast, or the broadcast, what you're going to want to do is you're going to use this OUSC2 bug. That's the one we're actually going to use. This is where you're going to want to hit key and use this to come up in the corner every so often. I like to do it every 5 minutes for about 30 seconds and then just make it go away. And then towards the end of the broadcast, you're going to go to the copyright, which is if you need to change that once a year. We're going to turn off our key. Make sure you don't key that in. And basically, when the meeting is over, they adjourn the meeting, and you're just going to fade out like this. And then to get that to fade, you're going to hit the FTB button, which means fade to black. And then you'll just get that to fade out. And you're done. And the other thing is, you're going to have to, before you start a recording, you have to hit record on the DVD player. Make sure that you have a blank DVD in there. You hit record, then you can fade in your title. And then, once the recording is done, hit stop. Then you're going to want to go to your DVD menu. So let's go ahead and turn that on. You're going to hit setup. I'm sorry. So you're going to hit setup. You're going to go to DVD menu. And then you're going to hit finalize, which is in gray right now because we don't have a disc in there. But you hit finalize. It'll finalize your DVD after you're done recording. And you're done. And that's about it.